Okay, start recordos.
Okay. Welcome to a little tiny bitty bitty Sam-sized one-off
Oh my god. That's
that we are going to
offensive as
do.
hell.
Yes,
On
I
behalf of
figured
my
we should
people of
cover this.
angry.
I can't see your expression is very hard to make up from up here.
Oh.
All right. So, Giften,
Yes.
you wanted to contact Raziel and surprise him with the church and some shenanigans.
Yep.
How are you going to go about doing this? Do you want to message him?
Well, I was thinking that because I visited him probably a bunch of times over the course of the year of downtime. I was thinking that it would be kind of nice if it was possible to use the teleportation thingy from our town to go up there, because that's basically right up to the thing, right up to the military place.
That's into the keep, yeah.
Yeah. So just I'm just gonna catch him when I think he's coming off work.
Okay. Now, over time, you've got a pretty good grasp on what his schedule is, and quite frankly, Tom will tell you if you ask. Privacy be damned.
Yeah, I probably might get a hold of Tom, but I probably won't get a hold of Raz specifically, and just be like, "Oh, hey, would you happen to know if General Rizal would be free tonight?" And about what time he's getting off, as a sending stone message to Tom.
Yeah. And he will tell you when he's off tonight. He will tell you the days he's off early, the days he's off late, so you can pick and choose if so please.
Yeah, and I'm gonna wait to catch him coming out of the keep.
Okay, right. So
I got ring on and all that stuff.
Right, so you've been waiting about 20 minutes outside the keep. Figured you get here early, make sure you actually do catch him. Which idle chatter with familiar guard faces in the meantime.
Yeah, I know these guys. Yeah, we've seen them a lot.
But then the doors open up and you see James stepping out into the street. And he looks momentarily surprised, a bit taken back at the sight of you. Is it Giften?
Hey, fancy seeing you here.
Yes, fancy seeing me here of all places.
I'm just gonna very calmly take his arm. What are you up to tonight?
Making desperate excuses.
Oh, I hear that's not going well for you at all.
No, it's really not.
Well, I guess we're walking this way then, aren't we?
Yes, I suspect you are about to tell me what I'm doing tonight.
Oh, we're going on a little trip.
Is this a need to alert my boss kind of trip, or?
Well, I think he knows you're being kidnapped. It's fine.
Oh, it's that all. Okay, well, no matter then.
Don't worry, he's already betrayed you.
I should know. All right. And he just sort of pats your arm as you sort of lead him along.
And I'm going to lead him over to the nearest place I know there's a damn tree.
Okay.
And then I'm going to take out a piece of cloth. It was like a fine silk handkerchief, really. And I'm going to start fiddling with it.
Oh, what's this about?
It's a surprise. No peeking. I'm going to blindfold.
He definitely tenses, but he allows you to do so.
Oh, do you not trust me?
I have come to find that those you trust most and those that have the most innocent things in mind for you often are the most terrifying.
Okay, well, can you see anything?
Regrettably, no. It would have been different in the old days, but no, I cannot.
Oh, okay. Well, lucky for me, it's not the old days.
Lucky for you. We're not going into a ditch or anything, are we?
Oh, what?
You're not going to make me fall over?
Why would I?
Pond?
No.
Last time I was blindfolded. There was water involved.
When did you get? Who did? What?
About 700-800 years ago.
You let somebody lead you into a pond?
I had to keep up the act.
Oh, Okay. Well, I'll keep in mind that apparently you'll keep up the act. I didn't realize that was an
No, no.
option.
You know very well who I am. You do not get the act, my dear.
I think I get all of the act. Mm.
Mm-hmm.
All right, all right. Hold on tight. Take my hand. I'm gonna lock my fingers into his.
And he'll hold him
All
tight.
right, and then I will try very hard to make sure you don't trip on anything.
Don't worry, I'm dexterous like a cat. And he stumbles
And
forward with you.
There's a slight almost jerk away when he says the word cat. Like he knows the trigger word.
A smile.
Like you can tell, like for a moment there, she looked around like cat. Oh, I hate it when you do that.
That's fair.
All right, well, I'm going to zip him through the directly to the church.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm going to very carefully start leading him up the steps, still blindfolded.
Oh,
all right, step,
okay.
step.
Mm-hmm.
All right,
Right,
step. Up, right there. Right, okay.
Okay. Well,
You got it. Oh, there you go. Okay. Last one.
No step.
Yep, no, we're good. Okay, I just gotta open the door. Stay there for a second. And then I'm going to come up behind him and very carefully remove the blindfold.
Okay. So, how close did you want this built, and how much fancier did you want it?
This is a lot fancier than his other one was.
Mm-hmm.
Probably because it's new, and I had some money to throw at it, but I tried to keep the feel of the other one. I basically was looking for what would a nice Mirror's church look like, and there's lots of, mostly it's not overly fancy, it's nice, it's tasteful, it's just there's a lot of hidden parts to it, and Giften isn't aware of all the hidden compartments. She specifically didn't want to know.
Okay, so you remove the blindfold, and he looks perplexed for a few moments, as if he's not entirely sure what he's seeing, and then you see an eyebrow go up. And he starts to look around. This looks awfully familiar.
Well, I burned your other one down.
Wait, where are we? Where did you find another of these?
I built it up on my property.
You built this?
Yeah.
I was going to say they've made these in this kind of style for quite some time.
Well, yeah, it was hard describing it to people, but I got it. I did a couple little carvings inside, and I think it's I don't know much about Mirror's temples, but it's close.
Giften, you didn't have to build me a church.
Of course, I've got to build you a church. I burned down your last one.
And he actually starts to sort of walk around, sort of gazing about even as he talks, and it's clearly somewhat enamored's not quite the right word. He's impressed. He's enjoying the sight of it, and you can tell he's a bit touched by the actual action.
A lot of little hidden compartments and hidey places, but I have no idea where they are.
Oh, that's quite fitting. Did you know that back in the old days when they were making these sort of things a lot more, they'd have multiple builders and they would keep that part of the plans from each other?
That's actually what I did.
Oh, marvellous.
I took a wild stab there. And I was mostly hoping just so that way nobody'd really know the secret to pass it on. So it would just be for you.
That's very sweet. Thank you, Giften. Did you realise that their church didn't really belong to me, though, right?
Yeah, well, this one does.
Well, I suppose I could always do with some more grandiose worship, couldn't I? He sort of spreads his arms out.
I'm gonna go sit in one of the pews. Yeah, I'm taking this spot though. Denoran's gonna find his own damn seat.
No, he'll put up a fight for that. Because I'm sure you'll win.
I doubt that. He's got that fancy grin of his. He wins everyone over.
Oh yes, the charm will get you more than the blades will.
Yes, it will. But yeah, I thought it would be nice because maybe after we fix everything and everything's right and okay again, it'd be nice for you to have a place to, we could come visit you.
He smiles a bit sadly, just running his hand over one of the pews. It's a nice thought. Back in the other time, there were shrines and temples dedicated to me. I haven't thought about that in a long time.
Well, I should have had some dedicated to you. You're a great fellow.
Uh,
I would have liked to have heard about them, though.
if only they existed. Well, can't write about what never happened in this time round.
Well, you can. You can always write about things that did or didn't happen. Just, it's still fun to read about. So
Maybe I will. It's not like I'm And you actually see him sort of reaching over one of his shoulders, just sort of rubbing his upper back a bit. Not like I'm exactly beholden to anything anymore, is it?
yeah. Well, you're beholden what you decide you are, right?
Yes.
All right. Well, this is a ways away from where they're digging. This is fairly close to my tree, so it's in the area that they're not supposed to be at. So, you're pretty close to my family setup. So, but I figure you'll figure out where it is if you ever need to get out here.
That's or I'll get lost and I'll just have to do some praying of my own. Oh dear Giften, please come save me.
That doesn't work.
Oh, give it time, he says
Sending
with a
stones.
sort of teasing smile.
I had one other thing I wanted to show you while you're out here, if you're up for it.
Oh, really? What does it say? Holy book in my name?
Oh, well, I haven't quite finished the massive statues.
Priestly
Sorry.
robes.
Oh, yeah. Oh, who's gonna wear those priestly robes? I haven't figured out who's gonna do that. Denoran would, of course, volunteer.
Denoran would probably find whatever you make not to have a low enough cut.
Yeah,
Or high enough, I should say.
Pretty sure I'm not capable of making that the least amount of clothing he desires.
Mm-hmm. Well then, lead me on, I suppose.
All right, no blindfold this time.
Oh, thank you.
I'm gonna offer him my hand and
And it smiles softly and takes your hand.
Okay, so I have been working on control. Control's important. Because this gets pretty big if I don't. But don't be startled. I'm probably not remembering everything perfect, but I'm gonna try. But I wanted to show you something I saw, and hopefully I don't make it to the mine.
He just sort of quirks an eyebrow again, as he's wont to do.
And I'm going to cast Mirage Arcane. And I would like to recreate the nonsense of what I saw in as much as I can, and I'm making marble statues of all the various angels I saw.
Okay.
I can remember, and the people.
So,
the places they were.
Giften, you close your eyes as you sort of try to recall the area in your mind.
Mm-hmm. I'm squeezing his hand a bit while I do it.
Yeah, and it's an awful strange feeling. You know the spot you stood in, and you know what you could see looking around. But as you focus on recalling it, it feels like you know a lot more.
Mm-hmm.
Like your recollection exceeds what you could actually physically see.
Mm-hmm.
And some of those faces come rather easily to mind. The locations even beyond what you saw in your vision.
Mm-hmm. I'm trying to keep it within the thing of I'm not gonna get to the mine. I'm skirting north away from the mine. Don't need to do this to the mine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, and mind you hear cries of, "Oh God, I must have died. I've gone to heaven." No.
Yeah.
No. You direct this in a very particular direction, and you feel Raziel's hand suddenly sort of grip yours, not nastily, just out of sudden surprise.
And I'll my eyes and go, okay, I don't know if I got it right.
What have You
This is what I saw out in his. Remember, you wanted me to tell you about it, and I thought it'd be better to just show you.
and you see him swallowing rather heavily, and it looks like he's actually having a moment where he's forgetting to breathe.
Yeah, and since it's Mirage Arcane, I'm even doing the music in the background that I was hearing and
Hmm.
all that stuff.
This is one of the main plazas near the gates. It was where they uh, the Lalin, they congregated a lot. It was their sort of little social space, and he actually sort of starts to gaze about, and he starts to walk
Mm-hmm.
forward with you.
Mm-hmm. Yep, I'll keep holding his hand if he doesn't pull away, but I'll let him go if he wants free.
He doesn't so much pull away from you. It's just he seems to forget he should be gripping.
Mm-hmm.
So if you keep hold of his hand, you'll have it.
Okay, I'll keep hold of his hand.
Yeah. Over there, is where they always used to put together little bands. Some of the sweetest music you could ever hear. It wasn't uncommon to see just the souls of the fallen just wandering with them. It was, well, literally heavenly.
Oh, have
My favourite heaven.
you been to many of them?
I visited oh, 4 of them. There's the little benefit of being an archangel, you see. You often get sent on behest of your god.
Mm-hmm.
And he stops, sort of gazing, moving past the structuring that you sort of directly saw. You can actually see what looks to be a wall of sorts, large, towering, but not aggressive, not looking imposing, just existing.
Mm-hmm. Just a border.
And just a border. And that tower there, that was where the first line of defense fell. I think it was Asmodeus that was holding there. The rebellion.
Mm.
And there, and he just points to what looks like to be rather unassuming patch of clear ground, just like gleaming white of the light in heaven.
Mm-hmm.
Over there, uh, Belial. Never saw what happened to him. He just gone. When Hufus's angels descended there, they overran the ranks, and perish was it with him, and I never saw either of them again. Eligor. Eligor was rather close by to me. It was, and he starts turning in the spot as if starting to take on a lot of stuff, and you can see his skin's gone a little bit paler,
Mm-hmm.
and there's some clear pain in his eyes. There, near Gadril's men. Saw him take a blade, and they, most of us, the higher orders, Seraphim, the archangels, they wanted us alive, but the Gadril was nothing special, and wasn't worth taking, apparently.
I give his hand a squeeze.
And he sort of looks down at your hand in his and sort of holds it a little tighter. He, even for those of us that they captured, there was no mercy, there was no love. Like suddenly we meant nothing to them.
They caught you here?
He He actually starts to lead you in the other direction, away from the wall. You actually feel yourself walking past that church,
Mm-hmm.
and he gestures towards a tower-like structure. It was the last line of defense. It was there. So many of the Lalan just didn't fight. They just tried to block the way. Even as blades were being bared on them, they didn't raise a... It was there when everything started to fall apart. It was our defense, us trying to defend the heaven, but what the gods were doing, it was higher than us. You understand?
Yeah, I understand. Or I
I'd
try.
like if we could hold out, perhaps we could bolster our faith, you know?
Mm-hmm.
There were less and less of us, and then we knew she must have... It all started to fall apart. And I abandoned the line there. As if the heaven was falling apart, and I knew I had to get to her, and tried to save her. Giften.
Annie? Danielle?
Yeah,
I squeeze his hand again.
I
Oh,
was
baby
ready
for
to
that.
give. I was ready to give everything. Everything to just hold her safely, stop her from being dragged down. I would have given my life. She wouldn't take it. She let go. She fell.
I'm gonna pull him into a hug.
He hugs you tightly, and you actually feel him gripping your back. Why? I, I feel like I've almost forgotten what it felt like to see all of this.
I'm sorry.
It's been so long. And, and that grip tightens a little bit. And they just took us and they punished us. And they punished the others in ways you couldn't even believe. Sometimes I count it a blessing that they don't remember, but that is a cruelty in itself to be punished for something you don't even recall doing. Punished for trying to stop them from murdering one of their own siblings.
I'm just gonna grip him tighter.
I'd forgotten this anger I'd felt. That my own father could do this to her and he could do this to me. I'm sorry.
Oh, you're fine. You should be angry. It was terrible. And
He slowly sort of loosens his grip on you, and you feel his arms falling to his side.
I mean, they did all that, and then what they did to Hea, they're not exactly great people, it sounds like.
And this is a good reminder of the fact And he actually sort of looks upwards. I let myself believe that my father was helping me, you know, that I was spared from more than just He's on pawn. I don't think he loves me. I don't think he loves any of us.
I'm going to very carefully take his hand again and go, I do not think it is appropriate at all that this, and I kind of motion around, would be a vision to destroy any hope of love or kindness in anyone's heart.
He just smiles softly and he squeezes your hand. Oh,
Maybe people who do bad things are capable of remorse and they're capable of repentance. And maybe your dad's still trying to find a way. Maybe he hurts too. I mean, sounds like Illens was really upset as he didn't stop it. Right? So maybe
yeah.
maybe there was a moment where your father went he couldn't bear to you too, on top of everything, you know?
He closes his eyes briefly as he's trying to compose himself, slowly nodding. Maybe you're right. At least
That doesn't change the fact that he's done anything bad. It just means that there might still be hope for him.
I really hope you're right, not just for him. I am not exactly a saint either.
That's why I love you.
You
wouldn't be worth knowing otherwise.
Does Carrick ever talk about it?
About what?
The fact I made him kill somebody.
It upset him that one night, and I was gonna try and help him through it, and it all kind of, Elder and I got into a fight, and I almost got killed by the dragon turtle, and Corvus's nephew, and everything. It just kind of
got swept away.
Yeah, but I know he doesn't dwell on it, from what I can tell. It hurt him for a bit, the idea of killing somebody like that, but he really does believe in you.
And he actually just sort of starts to move with you again, actually keeping hold of your hand. He just leads you over to these great big stone steps that lead up to what looks like it'd just be a hall of some sort.
I'm gonna scowl at the steps. Who the hell makes steps this big?
Those that don't need to walk.
It's like they had no idea what stairs were like.
He just sits down on one, and I've often thought about talking to him about it, but I fear it would just...
No, it wouldn't be bad too. I mean, I'm pretty sure that a lot of the things we all did were kind of wondering why. It was easy for me and Cassie, because you can kind of see what happened there, right?
And all of this, he sort of gestures around, as upset as I may be now, there is infinitely happier memories here than there are bad ones. I'm glad that it is recalled by somebody.
I recall it a bit more deeply than I thought I would, and there is something I need to tell you about it. I'm gonna motion at the towers and the lights.
Mm-hmm.
These are reappearing in the Fae. The satyrs and the sprites I've been talking to. I went to one of the at least one location that had one, and it's floating up in the air, and it's soothing presence. Some of them are saying some of the madness goes away near those places, the strange creatures that attack. So it's healing.
That's wonderful.
Yeah. Oh, wouldn't that be awful if the Fae suddenly turns back into this?
Wouldn't it be something?
Yeah.
There, I would miss the triplet plants. It was like about the Fae, but nature is nice.
It is a nice. Maybe something in between would be good.
He nods. And then he sort of continues to look around as upon contemplating. And then you just hear him snort slightly. This is suppressing a bit of mirth.
What?
I think just right over there. And he points just down the street.
Mm-hmm.
Over there, it wasn't uncommon to see Nakia. She had this little cherub. It's the most rebellious cherub I've ever seen. I didn't even know they could be.
Mm-hmm.
But it never, ever seemed to do what she wanted, and she was always losing track of it. It's not uncommon to see her yelling its name.
No.
It was. He just frowns a little bit. Don't recall.
Do you remember who it was that you said I remind you of?
Yeah.
Who?
You are an awful lot like hers, as it was like her.
So her cherub?
Mm-hmm.
Do archangels have like cherubs? Is that what it is? Or I mean, are there just lots of cherubs?
There are as many cherubs as angels that decide to create them, archangel or not. And look at me. I have Rick Peel.
He's amazing.
And she had one as well. Hers was kind, brave. Was an awful lot like you.
Oh, it doesn't sound like me at all.
More like you than I think you realize. You have been one of the greatest influences in my life, Giften. And that is not a small thing to say for someone who has lived as long as I have.
Oh, there you go, weaving your words and making me feel important. I'm gonna give him a bit of an elbow bump or shoulder bump.
He smiles, and you are so very important. Not just to whatever forsaken plans, and he actually just waves upward when he says that. That my father or I think that we have some control over. You are just important to me.
Well, you're important to me too. I do not know what I would do if anything happened to you. I don't think I could bear it.
All right, you. Which is why we must not let anything happen. We are going to solve this unsolvable problem.
We are. And I know I I know I wasn't the best at talking about it because I was very emotional at the time, but I will gladly fight that dragon by your side. I I can't think of anybody other than Care I would trust at my side for that fight other than you, but at the same time I push you both as far away as possible because I couldn't bear anything happening to you.
Oh. Oh, little sister, I will always be there to be at your side.
I will make sure you get through that fight because I need you to, so I get through that fight.
And I will do my utmost to protect you.
And not you. We're gonna be fine. And after the dragon, the real fight starts, right?
I'm not even sure what fight we're even having anymore.
Nor do I. But We'll work it out. I'm sorry if this
Yes, we
upset
will.
you.
It has been an emotional experience, but like I said, there are more happy memories here than there were that one.
Just gonna nod.
This is a good reminder. Time has a way of healing wounds that should not be healed.
I kind of glance around and go, it's kind of funny. If all this hadn't happened, I wouldn't have happened. But I don't really know if that's a fair trade. You know?
He smiles sadly and actually just wraps an arm around you and pulls you in for a hug.
Mm-hmm.
I would weep if you weren't here.
Mm-hmm. I think either way it ends up weeping, right?
You don't have the good without the bad sometimes, it seems.
Yeah. Well, I kidnapped you. Did you want to come to mine for the night and have a nice time with your nieces and nephews? Oh, and I'm gonna pull out of my pocket, and I've got a little bit of a charcoal drawing. All right, so I've got one I've got to give to Stenhouse, and I'm gonna show it to him, and it's basically just like a boot that has been drawn crudely with charcoal and some stick figures of
It looks just like him.
Yeah, that's just for Stenhouse, and they
That mirthful look returns to his face.
and then I'm gonna pull out the other one. It's got the stick figures, and one of them's like Unky Raz with little lines.
Remarkable artists, your children, Giften.
Yeah, they are not learning anything from Carrick. It's okay. Art was never my thing. So. I can carve wood, but drawing, no, no.
Well, this is wonderful, and I would very much like to come and see Karen and the children.
All right. Well, on the right side, there's no witnesses here, so we can take our time. But I wanted to share this with you. I kind of want to share it to Telde, but I'm starting to get the idea that maybe this spell is a bad spell because the last time I cast it, I think I upset everybody. You weren't here for that. I recreated Tarnstead on the way down.
Oh, Giften.
I wanted to go see it again. I needed to say goodbye.
Oh.
I don't think RG could look at me for a solid week.
Wow, sometimes the things that we need to heal hurt.
Mm-hmm. Oh, but
thank you for doing this for me.
Hopefully, we'll get the Fae cleansed and I can take you to their proper. It'll be a weird hodgepodge, but you can, tell me stories of what it used to be like.
Well, frankly, I don't think the Fae is any more dangerous to me now than it would be to anyone else, so...
Well, it's pretty terrible. I say that with a wry smile. As apparently one of its, air quote, denizens. Even I don't stay there very long.
He chuckles a little bit before he starts to get up. He actually just starts to sort of wander around with you. And Idly talks about little memories he had.
Mm-hmm.
How he got some help with a little bit of inspiration he was supposed to dole out to a poet at some point. Lyrical stuff's never been his strong suit.
Mm-hmm.
And just spend some time trying to remember the better times here.
Yeah, some of the better
and sharing them with you.
Yeah. Lyrics. Can you help me write a song?
I wouldn't dare to dream to help you write a song. I imagine you are far more adept at that than me. I was marvelous at coming up with stories and these epic poems and plays, but the moment you had to put a tune to them, I was...
Oh, did I tell you I got another part in the play again?
Oh, really?
Yeah, they're letting me try again.
And what part is it?
It's Handmaiden 3.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh. Yeah. I come out and go, "Is that all, sir?"
See, well, you delivered that line very nicely
See,
there.
I did it really good. I've been practicing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna do better this time.
When will this play be?
I think it's in a couple months. Do you want the date?
Certainly, I would not miss it.
I squinted.
But I thought your last performances were just this little kissing motion with his fingers. Marvelous.
Yeah, I think there might be a thing that maybe Lolland can't act. But I will persevere.
Well, if you ever need help with your rehearsals, and he actually does a very flourishing bow, and I shall be your muse.
I would love that very much. Also, if you could help me go over some of my notes I'm putting. Well, you're busy. I'm supposed to be writing up all the folk tales for Lady Gentle of the Brownie stories, and it's. Oh, I don't know how people.
I perhaps could help. I am not quite as busy as I used to be.
Oh, why not?
Thomas has cut a lot of my work out. Told me to voice it off on aides and other able-bodied soldiers, because I may have slightly collapsed.
Raz, why didn't you say anything?
It wasn't a pressing thing. It was just me adjusting to. Well, I used to be able to handle a lot more work, not with not needing to sleep or eat or really take breaks, and adjusting to that demand has been an ordeal in itself. It was just exhaustion.
Then I frown a bit. You gotta take care of yourself. I mean, I told you needed an adjustment period. You gotta have to take care of yourself. You know.
Well, I'm managing better now. I'm getting a whole lot more sleep. I am remembering to go for lunch.
Is Rick Beale watching out for you?
Yes, Rick Beale has been the most nannying thing I have ever dealt with.
Oh, as one relief for me, I say, patting his shoulder. I was really convinced that when we had kids, we were going to have Rick Beale glued to us non-stop.
I have more mundane ways of checking up on you.
What?
Oh, my eyes are always watching. And he actually just sort of opens his eyes up a bit with his fingers. I don't intrude into the privacy of home, but I do score on the town now and then.
Oh, I had a question for you, and there's no witnesses here to badger in.
Mm-hmm.
You said a long time ago, ages ago now. Wow. You scryed on us in our past.
Ah, yes.
And you saw Thaldir kneecap that fellow.
Mm-hmm.
What did you see when you watched me?
I saw you desperately trying to keep RG awake, which was. Forgive me, but I found it amusing.
She didn't stay awake. I tried.
But I was just. You were fascinating to me, you know. And I just wanted to see what your life was like. Little glimpses.
I didn't mind. I say with a smile. I was just curious what you saw.
Oh, you were an adorable little girl. Did you know that?
Oh, no. I was told I was a terrible little monster.
Oh, God, you were. How your parents put up with that astounds me, but because you were so cute, I think.
Well, it was the last of 14 too. They didn't have any options at that point.
And so delightfully awkward with care.
Oh, so you did see that? Oh, that's great.
Oh, the both of you not knowing how to speak to each other, standing around awkwardly, all that arm rubbing as well. Oh,
Oh, well. Yeah, 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 yeah. They say, people go missing in these woods.
yes. I didn't see anything. Is what I meant to say.
No, it's good that catch the little
Yes.
glimpses. It makes it better.
You seemed happy.
That's sad, actually, a lot of times.
See, you are a good actor.
Yeah, just not on stage. But
No.
it's gonna be okay. You're gonna have a nice time over at our house, and
Who's cooking?
we're ordering out.
Oh, I think that, well.
Yeah, you and Kara are not good at lying about that.
I thought I was going to die last time. To be fair.
Well, I may have been trying to kill you last time. Yeah, I mean, I didn't appreciate that little Rinson's first words was Raz.
Oh.
I accepted the fact that Thomas and she's just upset for a moment. I accepted the fact that dear little Thomas and my sweet little Becaire decided their first words were meep. But but Raz came out of nowhere. I feel like you were working on that one.
Listen, it's good to have an angel whispering in your ear.
All right. Well, don't be teaching them any strange Enochian
Besides, you
words.
named him. It was fated, and he sort of takes your arm and he just starts to walk along.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I didn't really expect him to be the little scamp that he was.
Really, names have power, Giften. You should know this.
I wouldn't really. I mean, my name doesn't seem to have any power to it.
What? When you are the greatest gift I've ever received.
Oh, that's sweet.
It's also a lie. I mean, I did receive a very fine shirt at one point.
I acted wounded.
Tailoring that could even rival your own. Oh, that barely felt like I was wearing it.
What?
Yes.
What?
Perhaps. Oh no, you couldn't. You couldn't make that again for me.
What?
Oh, I was about to say maybe you could beat that shirt, but the silk it was made from doesn't actually exist anymore.
What kind of silk is this?
It was a animal back in the old world. A rhizon.
A rhizon? I mean, what? Don't make me talk to Hea. She'll make an animal for me, I'm sure.
And don't you worry, I would never lie to you. And he smiles, nudging you with his elbow.
Of course not. I could swear on the sky itself. It's just the color of your eyes, which was made by creation to be that way because you were so beautiful.
Exactly. Exactly.
Ow.
And he will just spend time just chatting with you before it does start to get a little late. You should ponder going home.
Yeah, I need to get him home so we can go get dinner and set him up for the night, and we'll have a nice time.
Yes. And that's how you spend your time. There you go.